all watching Married at First Sight, aren't we, Bo?
Addicted.
We're all addicted. And the other night we saw Matt the Virgin and Lauren, his wife, decide to leave the show. Now, a lot of the contestants are not allowed to talk and do media interviews.
Oh, is that true?
They're in lockdown.
I didn't know that.
Look, I don't know why they're not allowed to speak.
Because they might say the truth.
Yes, exactly. And this morning, Lauren has decided to come on air and join us regardless.
Yes.
Hey, Lauren.
Hey, good morning.
How are you?
I'm very nervous, to be honest.
Don't be nervous. Don't be nervous. I know, look, you guys aren't really allowed to talk, are you?
Who, Matthew and I?
Yeah, all of you. A lot of you aren't.
You're not allowed to come out and talk about what you.
Well,
what
no,
you really
I'm kind of being a bit of a rebel right now.
Yeah.
But you want to, clear.
I just feel like it's important because at the moment, the public have only seen Matt's side of the story.
That's right.
I feel like, I deserve to say my side.
Can we, for those that don't watch the show, explain Matt and Lauren? So Matt, obviously, innocent, virgin. You guys slept together on the honeymoon, and then a few episodes later it came out where you guys were having a conversation and you said you'd been a lesbian in the past, and what if I was into swinging and threesomes? And then everyone was like, whoa, where did that come from?
But they made it look like they've partnered with this virgin with someone who was like a sex freak.
Yeah, of course. I definitely looked like the bad guy in this relationship. And
not that that's bad. There's nothing bad about
I know,
that.
and that's
Let me
the
just
thing.
clear that up.
So I just want to clear all of this because firstly, anyone that watches reality TV, surely they understand that it's not real life, like it's not reality.
Yeah.
Producers will go to extreme lengths to, tell a story.
Yes.
And they will edit you, manipulate you in any way that they can to tell that story. So with the lesbian thing, I'm just going to clarify that. So initially, my answer was when I was about 18 to 20, I had a bad experience with a guy.
Yeah.
I don't want to get emotional. Anyway,
That's all right. That's all right.
And I just hated men as a result. And so I dated only women. That's what I said. That was it. My producer was like, fantastic, great. However, we're going to get you to reenact that, say it again, but use the word lesbian. I was like, I'm not okay with that. I don't want to use that word. I don't label myself as a lesbian. I just...
That didn't feel right to you.
It didn't feel
comfortable.
And I felt, guys, when you're sleep deprived, you're under all this pressure, you've got 2 cameramen there, your producer, and of course, you all saw what Matt's like. He never really stood up for me.
Yeah.
So it was like all of these men against me, and I was just like, okay, you know what, at the end of the day, if that's what's going to make
the filming ends and the
get
day
this
wrap
scene over with,
Yeah.
then I'll say it. And I regret saying that because now I'm receiving a lot of backlash saying that, how can you have once been a lesbian and now you're not? And it's like,
Right.
Yes. But you put a lot of... I just want to paint the picture for you because I've worked in TV and I know how reality works.
Yeah.
So you've been shooting, for example, for 12 hours of that day.
Yeah.
You put your trust in the producers.
Absolutely.
And they say we might use it, we might not. Just say it sounds better to say you're a lesbian. Say you like this, then you do it. Then they go, can you just say it all again together?
Yeah.
I like swinging. Now say it all together again. You regret saying it, you don't want to say it, you say I don't want to do it. Then you finally say it, they say they might not use it. And then they just cut it up and put it to air.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happens.
And they will literally say to you, we'll keep you here all day until you say what we want you to say.
Really?
That's right.
God, and what about the swinging stuff?
Okay, so the swinging stuff.
Which is cool as well. Let's just throw that out there. If people want to swing, that's all cool.
So the actual conversation was about a half an hour. So the public have seen about a 10-second snippet of what actually happened. So I was talking to Matt about some of my friends who are married and are into swinging.
Yep.
As Bo said, I think there's nothing wrong with that. Everyone in relationships has different desires and needs, and I'm, whatever, but it's not for me. I was never, ever proposing to Matt that we swing or have threesomes. I was essentially trying to say, this is what some couples do on the scale of things. To put into perspective, all I asked from him was to be more dominant and show me more affection, and that wasn't asking for too much. When you compare that some relationships are swinging and having threesomes to keep the spice alive, all I wanted was freaking affection.
And you were quoted as saying, what would you say if I said I was it? You didn't say you were
right.
into
I never
it.
said it. So it was like,
all we saw was we thought you were just saying, this is what I like.
I completely understand how it's been taken out of context and people have misunderstood what I've said, but you guys have to understand that like I was getting frustrated at this point, and I was sort of over it. I was almost like testing him in a way, because I know in hindsight, like, that was not okay, and I, you know, regret obviously saying that, but I don't know.
Did you get to see an edit run before it, or a little proofread?
No, I had no idea.
So when you saw it go to air the first time live, and you're at home with your friends or family, how did you feel?
I felt disgusted. Like, I was so upset. And then I received so much hate. Like, it's so, like, people are so, you know, how can they not see that up until this point I was so, you know, like, caring of Matt's needs and understanding, and I'm a real genuine person, and then for them to, like, paint me as this nympho who is just like, it was just disgusting. I was put, like, let down for sure.
A lot of people watch Married at First Sight. Bo even has friends coming to him saying, I want to be on it.
I want to go on it.
What would you say to those people?
Oh, God.
Because I had a good friend of mine begging me to go on it. And I know he's good. He's a big, strong guy, tattooed, looks very handsome. But before you go on that show, they've already got a label for you. You're the virgin.
Yeah,
you're the sleaze. You're the slutty girl. 100%. You're the nice guy.
I saw that from day one. I knew, you know, we all have a role to play. And, you know, this whole story with Matthew and I was about Matthew and his virginity. Like, you can see it from day one. It was all about him, you know, his struggles, his issues, and his self-development. And it was like you didn't even see my family in the, what do you call it?
The ceremony?
When you, like...
The build-up.
No, when you... Sorry.
That's all right.
When you're first telling your friends and family that you go on the show.
Back.
It's like, I didn't even have a family. They didn't exist. They didn't even care about my, like, it was all Matt's story.
Yeah, it was Matt's story.
Have you spoken to Matt? Have you spoken to him since then?
Since the breakup, we have spoken, but look, I'm the kind of person that I try to remain friends with my exes, but I was just so hurt by what, you know, how it ended and how he embarrassed me, you know, at the dinner party, and I was just so hurt. It didn't work out that way in the end. So
when you and Matt were on the honeymoon, and obviously he lost his virginity, what's it like? Because we see you in bed together, we see you in the bath together. How intrusive are the cameras in that moment?
It's so awkward. Far out. I never felt comfortable ever.
Really?
Like, never.
Are they there when you're actually, you know, you're in the bed and...
Oh, of course.
Getting intimate.
Oh, they are?
Yeah, is that how they get the...
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Not when they're having sex.
Sex, yeah.
No. They leave you alone for that part.
Yeah, when you, like... Yeah, you went a bit...
Sorry, that's where we were going.
But yeah, no, when you're kissing in bed, they're there though.
They're there,
yeah, they are. And was there any... Were you always wanting to sleep with Matt, or was that like a thing for you where you...
No, and this is a thing that upsets me as well, is that everyone's saying I was so pushy with Matt. Okay, Matt is the one that instigated it. He wanted to have sex. He was the one that instigated it.
Oh, right. Okay, because we saw him freaking out about it and ending up in hospital.
That's the way that they...
he went to hospital. He
went to hospital. Did he need to go to hospital, or was that just for dramatic effect?
There's a lot more to that.
Was that an anxiety attack? What was that?
What happened there?
Look, no comment.
You have to comment. No, you don't have to.
Is there something else going on there that...
What? Because I get anxious sometimes, and Jack, you do. We get anxious, but I don't really... To go to hospital...
That's full on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was definitely more to that. Something I'm not going to disrespect Matt and discuss.
Okay, that's good.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Yeah. And what can I ask? When someone loses their virginity, have you ever done that before?
Yeah, it's not the first time.
Okay. What's it like?
Well, it was different with both. Yeah, no comment.
Okay.
And you know how you said, okay, you received hate. And this is the thing about the show. I say to people, and we've seen it, Jack and I have seen the last few years with the contestants coming in, the people change. Now, they've given all this pressure. They get all these people come up to them. Their celebrity grows. Everyone knows who they are. Their notoriety's big. But then a year later, 12 months later, it's all gone because there's a new show.
And that's even harder.
And that is much harder. Now, you every year there's 2 or 3 people that receive a lot of hate. Some of it's really bad.
And you're not nearly as bad as someone like Ines.
Oh, no, that's the thing. Like, I can only imagine. Like, in a way, I feel sorry for her because how is she coping? Like, I'm not coping very well.
That's what I said. That's what I said to Jack. I don't know how they're going to... Sam, Ennis, all these people.
I don't know how they're going to walk down the street because I'm already getting harassed, you know? Like, how... And I'm such a genuine, like, laid-back country girl. I didn't sign up for the fame.
Yeah.
So to me, it's like a big shock. And I just stupidly naive was like, I wanted to find someone to spend the rest of my life with. Like, I thought, you know, there's a 50-50 chance. I saw the last series. I thought they've really screwed it up.
Yeah.
They're either going to really get it right this time or they're going to go for the drama.
Yes, and they went for the drama.
What sort of harassment, if you mind me asking, do you receive? Are you talking about online bullying or social media? What are you talking about?
Online trolls. People are awful. Like, I just don't get it. I'm a decent human. I'm compassionate and caring. And for people to turn around and say, like, I'm not even going to say it because it's not appropriate for morning radio, but it's disgusting. Like, they're actually potentially ruining my life. They don't care.
Yeah,
they're just keyboard warriors.
You're not even, like, you didn't come across bad, I don't think.
I think it's because people are so, you know, they're on Matt's side. It's
right.
I feel like there's this whole Matt, Team Loz, and I don't want that. Like, I hate that whole thing.
And
because
do you find that certain people are edited to look better than they are? Because I will be honest, there's a particular guy on there who is being edited to look pretty good, but what we hear is that he's not a good guy, and they're choosing to cover all this stuff up.
100%. Yes, I know who's genuine on this show and who's not. I can see right through it.
Yeah.
Have you spoken to many other people since you've been off?
I've made some friends. Yeah. I only speak to the genuine ones, obviously.
And how are they doing? How are the other guys doing?
Everyone seems to be doing really well.
But I notice everyone's turned off comments on Instagram because I feel like everyone must be getting trolled on that show.
That's a good idea.
I'm not going to lie, I did have to tell my publicist to turn off comments for something that was posted with Matthew and I because I just wasn't coping.
So do you guys control your Instagram?
No.
Ah, there you go.
So who's controlling it? Publicity?
There you go.
They are,
do you have access to your Instagram?
Yes, yep.
But they have access to, and what, they monitor messages and things?
No, it's just more we have to send them what we want to post and they'll approve it. They'll approve the caption that goes with it and then they'll post it.
So you can talk to people, like a reply?
Yeah.
Okay, but they monitor.
But you can't have just random people comment on your posts unless you follow them.
Oh, so they're like, you are who we say you are, not who you say you are.
Yes.
All right.
Exactly.
Right. We're going to open the lines, Lauren, and if you want to ask Lauren any question about what goes on behind the scenes with Married at First Sight, she'll take your calls. We'll do it on 131065. We'll do it next. Hey, Jackie.
Hey, Jack.
Hi.
Hey, hon.
Hey.
What's your question for Lauren?
I just thought Matt came across as a little bit weird. Was there any weirdness that wasn't actually shown, like, on the show?
Good question. Good question.
Absolutely. Something that, like, honestly, I'm very sympathetic to the fact that Matt, you know, does suffer mental health issues, but there were a lot of things that he said off camera that did concern me, and one of those that really stuck in my mind is on more than one occasion, he actually said, Loz, like, I feel like I don't fit in on this earth. I believe I was abducted by aliens and they've done something to my brain because my brain has been rewired differently. I feel like my brain hasn't been the same since I was 15.
Wow.
And it really concerned me because, you know, a part of me is like, I don't know, I'm just, I don't know what to do. I'm concerned. I care about the guy. I really, really liked him, but I'm just...
Should he have been put on a show like that in the first place?
That's my question.
Was this before or after he slept with you, he said this?
This was after. I can't remember. I think it was after because I think it was when we lived together.
Yeah.
That's pretty weird.
That's worrying.
It was really
aliens
concerning.
abducted with the mind and that. Yeah, so that's...
Kind of feel for him a little bit
you
as well.
You feel for him because it's like, how can someone feel that they don't fit in on this earth? Like, that must feel... He must just feel so...
Like an outsider.
Yeah,
like he doesn't
such an
belong.
outsider. Yeah.
Thanks for your call, Jackie. Mel, you're on the air with Lauren.
Hey, Mel.
Hi, Loz. I'm wondering, Ines, was she an actress? Or is she an actress? Did you ever ask her that question?
Absolutely. Look, I said to Ines when we were off set, I said, Ines, look me dead in the eyes right now and tell me you're not a paid actress. And she's like, why does everyone think I'm a paid actress? Do you really think I'd be this stressed out and have lost this much weight if I was an actress? No, I'm so stressed out. And I said, so you're telling me, and I'm pointing at her, this is just who you are. Yeah. Let's just say Ines and I were kept in separate rooms.
So do you know how she's doing right now? Because Jack said, like, she's probably painted as the worst.
The worst you've ever seen.
On the history of the show.
I agree with that, for sure.
Most shows.
Do you know, most shows. How's she doing?
You know, you've got to feel for the girl. I mean, she's obviously suffers some, again, real underlying mental health issues, and I don't know, like initially I'm like, you're just such an evil human, but there has to be a reason for someone to behave the way she behaves. You have to look at that. You have to step back as a human and think, why is she behaving
like you got to remember, they've shown her like that. There's a good side to her and a lot that we didn't see.
Well, I'm not going to lie, I never saw a good side to her.
Wow. So it's not just editing on that one.
Absolutely.
Wow. She's genuinely like that.
Wow.
She's genuinely, what you see is what you get.
Can't wait to get Ines in. Can't wait till Ines comes in.
I don't think Ines is going. She's hiding in her apartment.
Oh, is she?
Not leaving, apparently.
Wow.
She's
I've
not
seen
coping.
photos. She looks like she's lost a lot of weight.
Yeah, well, she was already skinny on the show. She can't afford to lose any more.
No.
Hey, Alyssa, go ahead. You're on with Lauren from Married at First Sight.
Hey, Alyssa.
Hey, Alyssa.
I'm so excited, sorry. Do you think the producers even care now, like about all the backlash and everything that everyone's getting?
I don't know. Like, I like to think that they are humans. They have feelings and they can have compassion, but I don't know. Like,
well, how much are they checking in on you?
Yeah, no comment.
No, well, that would be never.
Never.
No comment.
Okay.
Because I thought they said, like,
I feel like I don't matter, honestly. Like,
they're not saying, Lauren, how you doing?
You know what it's going to take, and we spoke about this off air, Jack. And every time I'm in here, I talk about the effects that it has, especially on former contestants, people last year. Like, I'd like to see where Ines and that are next year.
100%.
It's going to take someone to be severely depressed, if they're not even. You said you've been battling issues, or someone to commit suicide for them to really...
That's what I think as well. Like, it's disgusting. And I feel like, you know, I suffer anxiety. Anyone that knows me knows Matt wasn't the only one crippled with anxiety. I've suffered anxiety for like the last 6 years. And I just feel like certain people with these mental health issues shouldn't be put on a show like this.
Yeah.
Like,
and
even though it was our choice in the end, like, surely they have a duty of care to say, you know what, I don't think this person's going to cope.
And if you've suffered from anxiety, I can't imagine what your anxiety is like now in the thick of it.
I'm like a mess. I'm just very, very grateful I have a really good support network, and you know, work has been really supportive, family, friends, so yeah.
Thanks for your call, hun. Jess has also called through. What did you want to ask, Jess?
Hey, Jess.
Yeah, hi. I just wanted to show my support for Lauren. I worked last season with the producers on one of the Honeymoon, and then when I watched it go to air, I was just mortified at how they portrayed the people. So I just want to say I feel for you.
Thank you so much. Honestly, like, it's people like you and your support, it just, it makes me feel good,
Yeah, a lot of people aren't savvy to what goes on.
Yeah.
Even I got to say, some of the things you've said has shocked me.
You know what? Like, I think if anyone's seen that series Unreal, they know what goes on in reality TV.
And how much it's manipulated behind the scenes. Thanks, Jess. Hey, Dylan, you're on with Lauren from Married at First Sight. What's your question?
Hey, Dill.
Hey, Dylan.
Hey, guys. I was just curious to know, do you guys get paid much from this, from the maths, or how does that all work?
Good question.
Can't comment on that. Sorry.
Oh, it's in your contract. You're not allowed to say.
So heaps.
Fair enough.
Not much. I'd imagine.
Hey, Dylan, what do you reckon? How much do you reckon?
I don't know, maybe $5,000 each episode.
$5,000 an episode?
No, they wouldn't be getting $5,000 an episode. That's too much.
Hilarious.
Yeah, they wish.
I wish, mate. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
I'll try not to join next year then.
Yeah, don't sign up,
What's in
Dylan.
for the money? Yeah.
Hey, Sammy, go ahead.
Hey, Loz, I was just wondering, obviously you cared for him and liked him.
Yeah.
And so what do you think he meant when he said that he didn't have any urges to be intimate and do the things that you wanted him to?
It still baffles me to this day. I'm just confused because I don't think the guy even knows what he was feeling.
Yeah.
Like,
Maybe
I
he's
don't-
got a-
he has admitted to me that he's not capable of feeling affection. He's not.
Yeah.
He was never shown affection.
Yeah.
He doesn't know how to give affection.
But wasn't he
Yeah.
affectionate to you at times in the beginning? Like when you were making love, obviously, and before that, was he not affectionate?
Let's just say he was only he would only hold my hand and kiss when cameras were there when prompted.
When told to.
Yes.
So when you guys were you were at like, where was your honeymoon?
Adelaide.
Yeah, the winery,
The winery
right?
is where, yes, Matthew doesn't drink. What a great idea to send us to the winery. What a stitch up that was.
Please tell me he's a closet drinker.
Absolutely not. He's never touched alcohol in his life.
But that's so
right.
cool.
I forgot about that. You're sitting there at a winery.
clearly you can see that I'm a bit of a big drinker.
It sounds like mine and Kara's relationship.
I look like a bloody alco.
That's cool. It's Kara.
He's just sipping water and you're guzzling the wine, making the most of it. So when you're standing in the winery fields at
Yes.
the end
Oh,
of that
yes.
episode and you're
Oh,
pashing,
totally
and I'm totally buying this, by the way, as a
Same.
viewer, and I'm like,
Same.
oh, they're in love. This is so
Same.
great.
Even I was buying it, watching it.
Were you trying to make him drink? We were like, come on, have one.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the reasons why he was all of a sudden not
Yeah.
attracted to me. He
Yeah.
felt because we had this conversation, it never made it to air, but he was like, I'm starting to feel less confident because you're pushing on me to drink, and I was like, I'm never push you to drink.
Why does he not want to
I
drink?
just stir the poor guy, and this is just my personality. I'd be like having a drink, and I'd be like, come on, Matty, just have a little sip. Just relax, let your hair down.
Has he never had a
Never
touch
even,
of it?
not a touch.
Why? What was his reason? Did he give you a reason?
No reason.
Just
He
didn't want to?
His parents drink, his family drinks.
He's
I
not
think-
like me where he used to drink and gets a bit
No.
carried away and that.
Yeah, no, that's what I. No.
No
Yeah.
wild past
Just-
or anything?
no.
No.
Yeah. Oh, good on you throwing that in, Jack.
yeah.
That's
That's the reason Bo doesn't.
Yeah, I got a bit carried away, but it's no more.
Josie, hi.
Hi, hey Loz.
Hey, Josie.
It's your BFF.
Oh, it is.
Yes.
From Gloucester. From Gloucester.
Oh my God, that's
It's from
so
out your
funny.
way.
From Gloucester.
Yeah, this is my
Yes.
bestie from Gloucester.
So she knows everything. You've told her
Oh,
everything.
she knows.
I
She
know.
knows everything,
Yeah.
and she was my bridesmaid at the wedding,
Yeah, okay.
so she knows a lot.
Yeah.
that happened.
Josie called. You called yesterday, didn't you, Josie?
Oh, yeah, well, I had it set up with Pedro, but
Yeah.
I definitely was on the air yesterday.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to mention Pedro's name. He's
Oh,
leaving.
yeah,
so
Pedro's
just,
leaving, so
don't
yeah.
worry about Pedro.
What question do you have, Jose?
I just ring in to support, really, just to say you're doing a good job, Loz, and I'm glad that she's actually speaking up because I think it's been really unfair for her to just stay in the dark about all of the things that happened and to cop all the backlash without ever being able to say her part. So I'm happy that she's done it.
No,
Jose, how
thanks,
have you seen the changes in Lauren in the last... When was it filmed? 6 months ago?
September,
Have you
October.
have you seen a big change? And if so, what have you seen change in Lauren?
I feel like there's been ups and downs. That's probably the biggest thing I've noticed. I mean, even when she was on the show, she was like, I talked to her quite a lot and she was quite emotional at some points and, taking it in her stride in others. But even after she left the show and was back to actual reality, I noticed that she struggled with that sort of transition as well. But like, she is a tough cookie. She has a low point, but she always gets over them, and she's done really well with everything that's happened.
Well, she's strong for even coming on here and talking about it this
Yeah.
morning.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly.
Josie knew exactly how nervous I was.
Yeah, you came in really nervous, but it's been really eye-opening, Lauren.
Yeah.
We appreciate you sharing your story.
I'm just an honest person, and I think it's important. Like, I'm probably one of the most realist
Yeah.
people on this show, so I
Yeah.
think it's important for the audience to hear me out.
And like Jack said, what would your advice be to people, the 10,000 or
Oh.
20,000 people that want to go on MAFS or any reality show next year? What would your advice be?
In my opinion and my advice, don't ever do it.
Don't ever do it.
Don't ever do it.
Yeah.
What about
And if you do, you have to have the thickest skin. Yeah.
Which you seem to have already.
I do have thick skin, but everyone, like Josie said, I have my ups and downs.
Yeah, of
like
course.
some days I'm really strong and I'm like, screw these trolls. Other days I'm like, I'm really not coping.
Yeah.
If you've been abducted by aliens or something, you'll be all right. Just block it all out.
Well, that's probably the way to go. Block it all out. Don't even look at those.
And that's the thing with Matt. Like, I just want to point out as well that, he was so crippled with anxiety that like 80% of the time we were filming, he would just be there like this. Just like he would just shut down.
What, like just
when
eyes
things were
closed?
overwhelming.
Oh, no.
You know? And I just felt like I played the role of the carer. And what people don't understand is I asked for someone confident. You can tell me if this is a good match.
Yeah.
Confident, outgoing, sociable, likes to have a drink and wine and dine. Someone from the country, like someone who is on the same page as me. So like they've, partied and done all this crazy stuff. Like I've done some crazy things in my life and I've traveled the world and now they're ready to settle down and have a family.
Yeah. You wanted Sam.
Yeah.
100%. How did they not match me with Sam?
But
I don't understand.
Do you know what people say? And this is what really pisses me off. They go, don't read the comments, don't do this. And I've been, and same as you, Jack, I had ups and downs. I still get people writing stuff to me today. Oh, you're shit. You don't sound like Kyle. You don't do this. You don't. And you see it. And it takes a little effect on you. I mean, I've been used to it because I played sport and got yelled at physically to my face. But people who haven't been introduced to that, it takes an enormous toll. Even the littlest things by saying, oh, you're ugly or you're slow or this, that just little things like that just chip away at you.
For sure. It's like, how can, from what you see, you just judge someone's looks? Right. Like, I'm getting called fat, ugly, like cow.
Which you're not.
God, I don't know why people do that. And you're not. You're so not.
You look great. Are you cold?
Yeah.
Am I cold?
Cold, it's freezing in here.
Yeah,
I'm just
sorry
nervous.
for that air conditioning left over from Kyle. Lauren, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks,
Thank you for
guys.
having me.
Come
I
back
really
again
appreciate
anytime.
I'll
love
be
ya.
back.